The titles are specific according to the purpose of the classified advertisements. This is written in case of any object, person, pet goes missing, giving descriptive details for the same. It is imperative that you ask for skills limited to the IT department. Television advertising, however, is the amalgamation of both visual and audio. Hello and a very warm welcome to your Prep School English classes. I am your English teacher, Kshama. In this session today, we are going to look at the 2 creative writing skills that you have to take up in your class 11 according to the syllabus. Now, one of them is one of the most creative and something where you can let loose of your artistic creative abilities is advertisement making, which is the classified advertisement making. And the second thing is poster making. Now, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is what is the topic given and just dive into making the most creative, most artistic poster as well as the advertisement possible. Let's waste no time and understand what is it that you have to do, what is it that you have to keep in mind while creating an advertisement as well as a poster. So both of these you can find in the section of your creative writing skills in the question paper. If you're wondering where in the question paper should I look for this particular task, okay? So you have to look for it in the creative writing skills, which is section B of your paper, which is for 16 marks in total. However, we have already dealt with 5 marks of speech, 5 marks of debate. That is over. Now, 6 marks is remaining and these will carry 3 marks each. The first task that you have is short writing task. Now, if you're wondering what is this advertisement like, hang in there. I will take you through an elaborate session in order to understand what you have to do. This is a writing task. You have to create a classified advertisement. I'm sure you have seen many of the classified advertisements, especially in the newspaper. So keep that reference in your mind while you take up this one. That is for 3 marks. And the second task that you have over here is the short writing task where you have to create a poster. Now, both of these writing tasks, you have to make sure to express yourself with the help of words, which should be not more than 50 words in total. Now, if you ask, ma'am, what is the marks breakup like? Well, it is like this. 3 marks format of it carries 1 marks. What is the format into which you are putting the content? The content carries 1 marks, and the way you have articulated, expressed your ideas, that carries 1 marks in total. Now, let's understand what an advertisement is. Advertisement in general, of course, you know what an advertisement is. It is a way to promote a person or an object in order to introduce that or give information regarding the same to the people around, probably to sell it or to, buy the product. Either way around, you are advertising something in order to let people know about it. Okay. So it is a marketing strategy, of course, to share information about the product or service through various media. Now, based on the media through which advertisement is being promoted, it is categorized into different types. But what is the one type that we are dealing with that concerns us 11th standard CBSE students is the print advertisement or the classified advertisement. We are going to look at the different types of advertisement just for the sake of our curiosity. Nevertheless, what is this that we have to keep in mind? It is a small advertisement that you put in a newspaper or a magazine. We get to know that it is a written piece, written material that we have to create. Then either to sell or to buy something or to find out a job offer, if you're looking for a job, if you are about to give job. So to these various reasons, you are putting up an advertisement out there, but in a written format. To rent out or to seek a house on rent. These are the various, ways in which, or these are the various agendas with which you are writing an advertisement. Now, what are the other different types of advertisement? For say, direct mail advertisement, you might have received n number of mails regarding an advertisement of, for example, a bank service, right? Many mails are dropped into your spam every single day regarding a project, regarding an object, for say, or a service provided by bank or any other university, the courses that they are providing. So you will get a direct mail regarding the product or the service. That's a direct mail advertisement. The next one is television advertising. This is very popular in all the households. Anything that you see on the television, it's very, eye-catching. It's very attractive. You are very much prone to buy it, especially the elder generation. We are all up for it. Then comes the radio advertisement, whatever the podcasts that you hear, probably there could be advertisements regarding public service. So such things can be heard in radio advertising. This is television advertising, however, is the amalgamation of both visual and audio. But over here, radio is just audio, as you all aware of. Mobile advertising or social media advertising, various social media platforms can be used to advertise, to promote the product or the service. It could be anything for that matter, right? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, many of the places you see people putting out their small scale business, be it crochet, be it any of the clothes or anything for that matter, they would just put it out there, right? And the ways to market it is very different. You can all put it under advertisement. Then paid search advertising or native advertising is when you are looking for certain things. You put up a certain keyword and that keyword would lead you to certain advertisements automatically. When you open a page, you see a lot of pop-ups that is related to what you're searching for. For example, if you're looking for, say for instance, a couple of notes and there comes advertisements of different coaching centers, right? That happens when you give certain keyword. That's paid search advertising or native advertising. Outdoor advertising, when people go door to door or when you see a large board outside advertising a product, such things are outdoor advertising. Then guerrilla advertising is when you don't see the product outrightly being advertised. However, it can also be called as covert advertisement, wherein in the cereal, for instance, you see a certain oil being used or you see people going to a certain particular shop where the name is not blurred. Actually, they keep talking about this particular paint that they've used to the house or the product they just got or the masala with which they prepared the item today, which is not really necessary in the context. However, they are trying to covertly put the product into your mind through this particular main source, something that is happening. A movie or a serial, perhaps, that's called as a covert advertisement. Then product placement advertisement, wherein the product would have been directly placed in order for you to use it and understand how it works, what is it going to do. Such things can be done. Public service advertising, this is with regard to the public concerns, for example, be it the public transportation, water resources, how to conserve them, all of this in concern of the public requirement. If there is a broadcast of the advertisement that is being done, that's public service advertising. Moving forward, let's look at the classified advertisement. It is one of the simplest tasks, I would say. Poster making and classified advertisement writing is one of the simplest, yet you have to be very careful while you are writing this, because there is only 50 words, and in 50 words, you have to make sure you have put up whatever that is asked for, right? So let's understand what is the format, what does it look like. It consists of title or a heading, must. It is given in the top center or top left. You can put it at the top left or top center. Then it comprises 1 or 2 words. You cannot put an entire line or a sentence as the title. The titles are specific according to the purpose of the classified advertisements. It should be specific regarding the advertisement that you have been asked to write down. For example, classified advertisement for giving space on rent has the title to let. Simple. Nothing to brag about, no sentences, right? It has to be brief, it has to be specific, on point. An advertisement for seeking workers, what will be called as situation vacant, position vacant, right? A matrimonial advertisement, another example, seeking for a wife will be titled bride wanted. Okay, these are the examples for the title. So if you do that, you are going ahead with the format. One thing is done in the format, which is the title or the heading. Moving forward to the body of the classified advertisement. Now, what will it consist of? Details of the issue at hand. Whether you are giving the place for rent, whether you require place to stay for rent, or whether you are giving job, whether you are seeking for job, what is it that the advertisement is about? You have to briefly write it over here. What does it include? What does the brief include? Essential first-hand information for the reader in order to make an informed decision, whatever the what, why, when, where, how, all of that has to be included over here. So generally it ends with contact details, such as if they have to contact you or you have to contact them. How is it that it is done? With the help of name, mobile phone number, email ID or address of the person or the organization that has put up the advertisement. So essential details will be put up in the body of the advertisement, as well as I'll give you an example, do not worry about it. Okay, how does it look like? I will show to you. Now in here, there goes contact details, name, address, email, contact number. Okay. After that, we have to look at this is how the format looks like. Here comes the title or the heading. You can put it at the center or top left corner. Then comes the body of the advertisement. I'm sure you have seen a lot of classifieds in the newspaper. However, let's look at what are the purposes based on which these certain classifieds will be given and what are the particular titles what are the suggested titles. Okay. So the first one is situation vacant. There is a position that is vacant and the advertisement is written by the employer who is looking for the services of a person in his organization. They are seeking for employees, right? That is situation vacant. You as an employer, if you're writing. Second one, situation wanted. What does it mean? You are looking for a job. You are an employee here. Okay. So this is written by the job seeker clearly. Then for sale, you are selling something, obviously. So written in an attempt to sell property, assets, office goods, anything. But if you were to buy something, this one over here is to let. If you are letting a space to be occupied for rent, then this one written by a person looking for tenants for his or her property. He is the owner of the house. Okay. He or she is the owner of the house. Accommodation wanted. Let me take a while over here and let you guess. Yes, you guessed it right. It is written by someone who is looking for a space, right? Written by the ones who are looking for the space or accommodation. Then matrimonials, of course, it is written by either a bride or a groom who is looking for a partner. This is written for prospective marriage candidates. Then missing. Well, someone who has lost something would obviously write this one. This is written in case of any object, person, pet goes missing, giving descriptive details for the same. Now, these are the things that are possibly given in your examination as well. These are the kinds of classified advertisements where you'd be asked to write, and these are the possible headlines or titles that you can think of while you're writing your classified ads. Then moving forward, what are the tips and tricks? What are the things that you have to keep in mind? First one, every word that you're writing counts. So do not make it an entire elaborate paragraph or an essay. That is not required because it would make people to just skim through it and just ignore the entire thing that you have written. Hence, being too vague or worldly will cause people to skim through your whole thing, and pausing to read it, they will not pause and read the whole stuff. So be precise is the first point. It should begin with heading, as I've told you, in bold letters in order for them to know. If I'm looking for a place for rent, why would I waste my time in the job seeking or, other such matrimonial stuff? Why would I waste my time there? I would directly come to your advertisement, isn't it? So make sure your heading is bold. Make sure your content is precise. Then the language should be according to the audience that you're referring to. If you're addressing younger generation, the language should be different. If you're addressing older generation, then the language should be much different. For example, if you want to sell something to the youngsters, the word chosen shall be good enough to attract them. Or do not use the same descriptive idea. If you're writing for the matrimony and if you're writing for the job seeking or job giving thing, you cannot write the same thing, isn't it? There is a difference in the language that you employ. There is a difference in the description that you're using, the articulation that you're doing, right? All the vocabulary differs very much over here. So characteristics of every type of advertisement. For example, in a situation where wanted case, calling for receptionist applications, one must use words that are indicative of the personality and communication skills that we are looking for. Now, if I am looking for a receptionist, my description would include something such as the person's communication skills should be good and certain, whatever that they have studied, it should be relevant. Now, if I'm looking for somebody with, on the other hand, if I'm hiring a tech executive, what is it that I want from the person? Is it that I want him to have good communication? No, he's not going to be a receptionist, isn't it? Hence, it is imperative that you ask for skills limited to the IT department. Stay relevant, stick to the point, stick to the question that has been asked to you. Do not write the same description for every other advertisement. Then do not make full sentences. The prescribed word limit is again and again 50 words only. So always add contact details mandatory at the end without fail, which should include your name, contact number, email ID, something, you don't have to put your actual contact details over there. You can just make up something and write, okay? So nowhere, that is what I was telling you, in the answer, you're required to mention your personal details. It is not required. Your name, your email ID, your contact number, please do not put it out there. It's not required, right? It should always be in a box made with sharpened pencil. Please put your classified advertisement inside a box like this. Okay? It should be neat, clean, with good presentation. Presentation always matters. Now, this is an example. There is a question over here. Principal of Sunrise Global School, Agra. She requires a receptionist for her school. You have to draft a suitable advertisement, classified advertisement, call for a classified advertisement over here in about 50 words. And it has to be published in a national newspaper. So be careful of the language that you're using, giving all the necessary details, qualifications, and experience required. So all of that, whatever that has to be covered, they have told us already. And we, on the other hand, our job is to manage to bring it all within 50 words. Now over here, what is the title that we have to give? We are giving job. We have a position that is vacant. So it is situation, vacant, or position vacant. Then required in bold letters, a young, dynamic, smart, charismatic, and friendly female receptionist for Sunrise, which is the school. What is the post, right? They have covered all these things. Attractive salary in order to grab the youngsters' attention over here with fringe benefits, healthy work environment. So you're trying to grab the attention of the person who might be looking for a job. And why is it that your working space is the best place to work for? You have to advertise it over here. It's not just that you take it for granted and put it out there that we are looking for people and you can just come. No, you have to accustom or make space for the person. You have to make sure that you as a working space is attractive for this particular person to apply it to your institution alone, right? So fresh graduates having honors or equivalent degree in English with good communication skills can apply by sending their cover letter. What is it that you require? So freshers are also allowed over here. Resume, what is the time before which you have to send? That is March 30th on the below mentioned, and they have given the contact. So the first thing being, what is the place in which there is a position that is vacant? What is the position that is vacant? How is it that this particular environment is best suitable for them to work? And the next thing that they have given, who is eligible to work? And the final thing that they have given is when is it that they have to send the resume and to what is it that through which they have to contact this particular institution. Very simple, yet to put everything within 50 words is a tricky business. That is why I ask you to be very careful with this one. And the next example that you would want to look at is the next one is situation. Wanted again. You are Vikram or Sonia over here, an honors graduate in history with specialization. Over here we had situation vacant. You were an employee. This one you were an employer. The next one, you are an employee. Okay, so you are somebody who is looking for a job. He or she is an honors graduate in history with specialization in medieval India, and all the details have been given. Now, how is it that you have to put it over here? First one, is it situation vacant? No, situation wanted or position wanted. You put the first things first. What is it that the person is qualified with? BA honors, history topper, Vikram or Sonia with specialization in medieval India. Everything is pretty much given in your question over here, right? So what is it, the name of the job to which you are applying? Tourist guide. What is the age? 22. All the details that have been given over here, you format it right here. Affluent in Hindi and English. So if you are a tourist guide, think of what are the requirements that would be possibly asked out of you or required out of you, which is to be good in multiple languages in order to communicate with the tourists. Now that is where you have to think and use a little common sense over here, okay? So well acquainted with places of historical interest, what is it that is required for the person who is reading my classified, right? Agra and Jaipur, good communication skills, persuasion skills, and charming personality. Expected salary is so and so, and contact is this and this, right? What is it that I can offer comes first, right? What are the skills that I have, and what is it that I expect, and how is it that you can contact me? This is how generally it is categorized. If you ask me, the body of the classified is generally categorized as such, right? So I think that is it about classified advertisement. Very simple. I've shown you two examples. Moving forward to the most interesting, something where you do not have a format, you can be as creative as possible. However, I mean, you would have seen a poster and how does it look like? You would have seen a lot of images, a lot of colors, a lot of bold letters, capital letters, lowercase, and all of that, an amalgamation of all of that, presenting to you the most creative and artistic poster, positive, sometimes a little quirky as well, however interesting, okay? So what's a poster? After all, you know what a poster is. What a successful poster includes is a memorable title, an amazing title, catchy title that you cannot forget, meaningful lines or short rhymes, poetry extracts that somehow caught your attention into the poster, and it just lingers in your head and never lets you move away from it. Somehow you are hooked onto it so badly, right? And a picture that is related to the message. There's also another picture that you're completely hooked onto, right? So often displayed in public locations. Where have you seen the posters? Public locations. You've also seen in your college notice board posters of various events, various programs, workshops that are about to come up, in order to spread social message, raise public awareness, to spread about information regarding an event that is coming up or a day, special day perhaps. So the public service announcements and advertisements are combined in one place. Poster is a combination of what and what. There is a public service or an information that has to be transferred, and it has to be what? Advertised to people. So the combination of both is posters. Okay. So they lack definite shape or structure. It's not mandatory that your poster must have title that is placed right over there, and there should be a punchline, and there should be this diagram over here. Nothing very specific. However, it should give you all the details that are required. Now, if you were to organize certain event, and if you were to put up a poster, what are the details that you want your audience or the readers to know, or the ones who are attending your program to know? Where is it happening? What is the program? What is the speciality? What's the venue? Correct? All of these things, just how it is put in the invite, something like that. But this one is to the larger audience, right? So, but still it should be eye-catching. You can't take it for granted just because it doesn't have a particular structure or a shape. Now that puts a lot of pressure on you. Yet you have to make the readers, give attention to it. Do not adhere to it doesn't adhere to a rigid grammatical framework in the communication as well, right? So let's look at what are the things that it should have. Date, time, place, occasion, purpose of a poster should be put up in it, or purpose of the event should be put up in it, loudly indicated on the event's invitation or what is the program about. Then expressed by the size, weight and color of the letters, all of which can be implied to it can be used in a very dramatic effect. You can use all upper cases, you can use, lower cases in between, use larger font size, smaller font size, or different font shapes, for instance, right? In order to grab the attention of whoever is looking at, probably you can animate your entire letters. It is up to you. How are you going to, provided you sort of stick to the context. If you're talking about something serious and one doesn't expect you to create a very quirky, funny thing. If you're raising awareness about girl-child education, saving girl-child, abortion and all of those things, you cannot possibly, it will be very insensitive for us to create a funny, humorous poster, isn't it? So keeping the sense of the poster in your mind, you have to create a very sensible poster adhering to the context of the program that you have been asked to design for. So there's no need for complicated drawing. You don't have to create an amazing masterpiece over there. That's not required. However, an image is very much appreciated in the poster. Okay. So this may be performed by the use of basic cartoon, drawing, caricature, anything for that matter. Although the purpose is not to assess how excellent of a drawing or an artist you are. Okay. It is to see how well you can communicate the message or the notion graphically, if at all it is feasible. If at all, even through the slightest, smallest diagram. Imagine that you are giving us a poster on saving water. Is it really hard to just draw a drop of water? No, not at all. How well can you, it is true that you are expressing yourself with the help of words and everything within 50 words, correct? But if only one, that pinch of small little diagram can be icing on the cake, why not? Just do it, right? So let's look at some examples before we design. The design and what does it include, what it should include. If not a proper format, there are things that it should include, right? So the design and layout of a poster in English, there should be a layout, there should be some design, right? Aesthetics can be, it should be appealing. Then a heading or a title that sort of grabs the reader's attention. It is essential. Make use of catchphrase, a few lines of poetry, short rhyming words, right? In order to get your point across. Clauses are the most effective technique for expressing thoughts, Then comes sketching or drawing. Matchstick in a simple method is shown. Make your message as clear as possible. Then the text should be spaced out in a proportional manner. It's not that you just in a haphazard manner, you put out the text wherever that is and you just want the reader to look for it. The reader might not have as much time as you are expecting him or her to have. So it is your job to put all of the things in a proper manner and put it up in a presentable manner, okay? The next thing is the content of the poster. This also carries 3 marks: content, format, and expression. So theme or subject, what is the theme that you have to stick to? And description of the theme and the specification of the material. What is it that you have to write about? Is it quote? Is it catchy line? What are you going to write about the theme? Think about it and write. It's necessary to mention specifics such as the date, time, and location, obviously. Then the name of the organization or the person who has granted this particular poster. For example, it could be issued by the Ministry of Education. You put it at the end, at the last line, okay? Issued by Ministry of Education, issued by this certain organization, you have to put that. Please include any more information that may be useful, okay? For example, you might write a letter to the editor or who has written it, from who, that and all has to be, it can be included, okay? Then expression, designing and creativity. How creative can you be with regard to, we're talking about the caricature, cartoon and all of that we spoke about. Talk in a kind and respectful way. You ought to be respectful. You ought to maintain a polite tone. There is a limit of 50 words per paragraph even in this particular writing task. It is customary to use either present or future tense. Either it is happening, so and so, the Dasara or Holi festival, there's going to be Diwali bash. It is going to happen. It is happening. So present or future tense is what you have to employ. Take advantage of number of different font styles. Do that. Then this is how it can look. Somewhere similar to the invite is how a poster looks like. Name of issuing authority, tagline. What is it that you, what is a punchline that better describes this particular event that you're having? Title and name of the event. What are you calling it? Okay, say for instance, this Vijayanagar colony is having a Diwali bash, right? You're calling it Diwali fiesta. Then what are the special attractions? You are going to have a lot of color play, then dancing, a lot of food. All of that is going to be there. Illustrations, you can put in a lot of, say for instance, the Pichkari drawing and all of that, you can put it up in order to make it interesting. And then when is it happening? What is the date, time? All of that can come at the end, okay? Where what is the entry fees, if any, and other relevant information can be put up over here, and contact information at the end. So this is how roughly your poster should look like. Moving forward, this is an example for the poster, okay? There is a question that is asked. The Prime Minister's tap water program is usually a mess and a lot of water is wasted because of the lack of timely corrections. Using no more than 50 words, create a poster to raise awareness about the need for conserving water. So here your job is to create awareness regarding the conservation of water and not letting it go waste. Hence, what is it that they have done? There's a title, catchy phrase, save water, save life. Catchy phrase is over. Every drop of water is precious. Wasting water is bad. Understand the importance of water. Reuse water, please. So it is instructive, persuasive in nature, right? And it is issued by Ministry of Water Resources. So every thing that you're designing, every poster that you're designing need not ask for your contact details. It is here, it is only asking who is the issuing authority. This is how you can put it up, one way to put it, right? There's no, again, I'm telling you, there's no rigid format. This is just an example that I gave you. These are the details that can be fit into the advertisement poster that you're writing. Okay, so moving forward, your school is celebrating Science Week. You have to create a poster. Prepare a poster to create awareness regarding the importance of science in the day-to-day lives. So sunflower growth, this is particularly adhering to the format that I gave you, pretty much close. So there's the school name, what is the event called, the force behind everything in the world, nice tagline. Then comes the details regarding what is going to happen. Science is an amazing subject. It can provide explanation behind the functioning of any living or non-living being. A little description, sort of luring us into what is going to be told to us. Uses of science in daily life. However, we have to stick to the word limit, 50 words, that's all. Open your eyes wide and see. Discover your love for science with Science Week. So this is how the poster for the Science Week designed looks like. So it is up to you whether you want to put up the heading over here and then start with what is the event or the poster going to be called as, or the event program is going to be called as, what is the tagline, what is that you will put in order to make the poster interesting. Now if this is too much, being respectful of the effort that is being put into it, that has been put into it. However, I might not have time in order to go through all the 4 points. But if you can just put it in short, catchy phrases, I might be able to look into it and understand what the whole thing is about. If not, I might just come back and see what was this about again and how was this relevant. So you have to make the reader think and rethink and just get hooked on to your particular poster. And that is how you can create an amazing poster as well as a classified advertisement. I hope I have given a clear idea about how to create one by yourself. Please do keep practicing. Go on and find out a lot of events from your school or college and think about how you can create a classified advertisement or a poster regarding the same. And until then, I'll see you all in the next class. Thank you.